Hello everyone, this is Marcia Livesey. I'm going to be your instructor for music appreciation this semester, and I just wanted to create this navigation video to kind of get you comfortable with moving around in our specific course. But I had to introduce you to my owls first because I just think they're wonderful. So they're my owls. And now, as far as the course goes, this is what the page is going to look like, and I know every page in Moodle probably looks different, but I'm going to try to get you comfortable with ours. If you need to contact me, here's the information right up here at the top of the page on the left. And on the first day, you got to do this activity first. Just go ahead and get it over with. It actually helps me to know, a little bit about you, and you learn a little bit about your fellow classmates. We get to know each other's names and interests, and it does help me know, kind of where you stand on music, whether you've had much experience or no experience, so I can kind of know what I might need to help you with, because I don't expect everybody to have the same experience here, and I want to make this a course where you all can learn something. So just tell me what you can about your background and what you hope to do and things like that. Then if you need, you should take a look at this syllabus to see what's coming and to see, what resources Alamance has for you. This course schedule and assignments right below there. If you don't want to go through the whole syllabus every time you open it, this is just what's due, when it's due, when there's a test. I always have on the left here the latest news, like if I have to tell you something like deadlines coming up, or a neat music thing I discovered during the week that I thought you might be interested in. I'm going to put it in here. If there's some urgent news, I'm going to put it in here. I also want all of you to sign up for remind.com so that I can send you texts, because I kind of think most of you look more at your phones than you do email, and I want to be sure we stay in touch. So I'll have that under downloads where you can go and sign up for remind.com, and then you can get texts from me that tell you you got to get in touch with me soon. But please check both your texts and your emails several times a week so we can really stay in touch and have a good time, because if you don't know what's going on, it's going to be confusing to you. The next part that you should check on the first day or the first couple of days are the required downloads. I have them all listed here, what you need to get downloaded and links to them. So go ahead and get that done. We're on a toggle system here, so when you want to close it, you just click that little arrow and it goes back to the next section. This is my orientation. There are several things to do here. Please be sure you do them as soon as you can. I know it's a lot at first, but it really helps me know kind of where your ears are at, where your likes and dislikes are at. So I need you to take a look at these. And it also has, what I expect in there. Then this video is going to be in the navigation section. If I ever find there's something you guys need explained, like I'll do a screencast of it or a print screen, and I'll draw arrows to help you know where to go. General course reference materials are going to be here. This is extremely important. The musical terms and concepts, I would print that off so you can always refer to it. It'll help you understand terms I use. It'll help you learn new terms. Definitely print that off. If it's too much to print off, you can always refer to it here, but it's real important. And then let me get that closed so that we don't have too much on the page. The required attendance reports. I do expect you to go to 2 live concerts. I know that can be hard for some of you. On this calendar over here, I have, they don't start any in August, but starting in September, there are some free concerts out there. I only put free concerts on the calendar. And I really want you to kind of get out of your listening box, try new things. I don't mind you going to a live concert of music you like, but I also want you to go to a concert of music you've never even heard before. So break out of what you're used to. And I would recommend, if you can wait a month or two, probably a month, wait a month before you go to a concert, so you've kind of learned about musical terms you can use to describe things. It will make it easier for you to do the reports. But at any rate, once you do those reports, the guidelines are right under here. You can open that and read what I expect you to write in your report, and then when you're ready to submit a report, just click for your first concert, click on concert 1 and submit it. Second concert, put it here. Then we're ready to start topic 1, and we have 9 topics. They're each roughly 2 weeks, except 2 of the topics are about a week, just because we run out of time. In each, I'm going to kind of give you an idea. We'll take topic 2 because that gives you a good idea of what most of the topics will look like. It starts off with the objectives and outcomes, and it'll give you the dates up here. It gives you, you should try to get everything done by the end of this date here for each topic, the end date. And some topics have tests, most of them do, but not all of them. And if there's a test, it'll tell you the window that I'm going to have the test open. If you need to reschedule it, I am fine with that. You just got to contact me, because I have to go in and do an override to make sure you can do it. Just contact me. We will work things out. Same thing with assignments. But for your sake, it's easier if you get them done by the end date, because you won't get too far behind. Then each topic has a required reading. This is the book you had to purchase, and it'll give you the pages that this topic covers. And then I also use Anthony Brandt's Sound Reasoning text, because it has so many examples in it that it really helps you listen to things more deeply than you're used to listening to them. It's not always easy. Do not feel, upset if you don't understand something. This isn't all that easy sometimes. Just write me if you're confused about something. I'll try to answer it or explain it to you. And I'm not judging you on what you understand. I'm judging you on growth. I want your ear to improve. Then I always have additional resources. If you find you're really confused, you might check into these. They might help, like the 2-minute musical elements playlist. That gives you a different explanation of elements. Sometimes it helps hearing it a different way. I always have PowerPoints listed, because some people, that's just easier for them. It gives you a concise summary of the important topics. Most sections have required listenings. The first, noticeable visual video here is going to be the first required listening piece in each topic. It's just a way of welcoming you to that topic. I always have it sticking out. But once you open the required listening list, you'll see that's the first one on the list. How to read music. And then I have links to every other one. Some of them have questions in them from Ed Puzzle. Just answer them. It's really kind of like guided listening. It's not like you're being quizzed on it. It's to help you hear more. And I have notes for all of them. Always check below for the notes, because I'll tell you what to listen for on some of them, so that you'll hear things you wouldn't normally hear. So please be sure to check the notes. And you can actually get to all the examples down here if you want to just start with this part. Some people prefer the short list, and I left a little blank in front of each one so you can check it off, so you know, oh, I did that once. Feel free to listen to it more than once. It's actually better for you if you listen to it more than once. You'll start hearing more and more if you do, and you'll understand better what we're going through in the class. Anyway, that's the required listening. Most often you're going to also have required listening practice. That comes right after the required listening, which is right here. required listening practice. That's from the Anthony Brandt. You do not have to send me your answers. I can tell that you're listening to this and that you're going through it, but please, if there's something you don't understand, sometimes, he's not all that clear, just write me. I'll try to explain it to you. Most topics have required forums and written assignments, and they'll be under this heading. You can click on it and you do the forum, or click on it and you do the written assignment. Always ask if you got questions. If there is a required test, it'll be under this heading, and you click on the test. Last semester, you had to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page to see the place to submit your test. I'm not sure how it looks this semester. We'll just have we have to see how it goes. One thing I will point out, I don't want to make this too long, so I'm going to try to hurry up. The first grade you get on any of my tests is not your final grade, because Moodle's kind of picky about exactly how you spell something. And, I tried to put as many options in as possible as to how you might answer something, but sometimes you come up with a creative answer and I don't really want to mark you wrong for it, so I go through and manually grade these. It takes me a little while after you do them, but I will let you know when I have the final grades done. So don't get, if your grade looks low to start with, please don't worry about that, because it's going to go up, and I'll get them done as soon as I can and announce it to you. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's about everything. On this side over here on the left, I have some external resources for you. For example, I'll after you take some tests, I'll probably say look at the virtual keyboard, because it helps you to see the virtual keyboard, to see where notes are, and they are labeled. Not all the labels are on there. If you want to see where the flats or sharps are, look at the textbook. But this helps you to visualize things sometimes when I'm explaining something to you. So that's what I mean by the virtual keyboard. You can click the back arrow to return to our course. I also have a dictionary up here. You can look up terms if you're confused about something. You can search forums if you want to remember, what did we say about that topic? Just put that topic in here and go to it. Here's the glossary. You just click on that and you can put in the term you want to look up. The good thing about this site is it will almost always give a musical example in sound as well as the written. So that's very helpful. You can hear what they're talking about. And click the back arrow to get back. When you have a research topic, you might want to check the Metropolitan Heilbronn timeline, because they do have some topics on music in here. It's really neat. It's got some good research and history in there, and it's just fun to look through if you ever get time. I know you guys are busy, but if you have some spare moments, take a look at this, because it's really, really neat stuff. And the other thing I have, same thing, if you have time, explore this. This lets you kind of compose using different sounds. You can just play around with making your own compositions with like they'll have all sorts of things you can click, and it's a hands-on experience. It's fun. I think I've covered just about everything that you might have a question about, but if you find something doesn't work or a link's not working, because they can break daily, please let me know when links break. I'll go in and fix it right away. Any questions you ever have, please, I never mind your questions. I want to keep in touch with you guys. That's how it'll all come alive for us. It's real important that you listen, because you aren't going to get much out of the course if you don't listen. So please set a time to listen to the pieces and expand what you're used to listening to. And we'll hopefully have a great semester. Any questions, always email me, and I'll enjoy working with you. Hi everybody, this is Marsha Livesey. I'm going to be your instructor for music appreciation this semester. Before we get started, I just wanted to introduce you to my lovely little owls, just because I love them. And now we'll click into the course. I wanted to create this navigation video because I know every course in Moodle is totally different, so I wanted to get you comfortable with our course page. First of all, you'll enter here, and my contact information is right here at the top. If you ever need to get me, there's email, phones, and it tells you when you can for sure get me online, although I check emails all day long, so feel free to try to catch me anytime during the day. First thing you're going to have to do is the enrollment verification activity. That's right at the top. Get it done by the 25th and we'll all be ready to go. At the next spot will be the syllabus and the course schedule and assignments. If you don't feel like reading through the whole syllabus every time you want to check an assignment, I just have the schedule, you know, kind of more briefly done below here in the assignments and schedule. Announcements, please check them every couple of days because, you know, sometimes important things come up that you guys need to know, and I try to put them there as soon as I can. Or I might change an assignment. I might, you know, find something neat I want you guys to listen to. It'll help us keep in touch better. I am going to have you all sign up for remind.com so that I can get these messages to you by text as well as email, because I know everybody tends to look at their phones more now than they do email. So be sure to look for the directions on that under downloads. This is another place you can get to the latest news if you prefer getting there here. The first thing you're going to hit, other than, you know, verifying your enrollment, are the required downloads. Please get all of them on your computer. You might not be able to hear some of the videos or see the PDFs, so it's important stuff there. This is my orientation and first assignments for you. They aren't graded. It's important information for me to learn where you're at, just like the introduction to ourselves was important for me to know what level of music you're at. So please do these so I get a better idea how to help you learn more. And then the course navigation is what I'm doing right now. These are reference materials, pretty important. This one specifically is very important. If you can, print it off so you can constantly check it, or just check here constantly, because those terms and concepts are very important and they'll help you understand if you have something to check. You know, check a word you don't know. Go in there and see how it would be described in music terms. And these are more resources. It's a list of them on a page. This is going to be very important to you. I require 2 live concerts. I do expect one of them to be a type of music you've never heard before, preferably 2. But I know some of you, you know, you've already signed up for concerts to go to. That's fine as long as you follow the guidelines for writing your report. I would recommend you wait about a month before you go to a concert so you have more terms under your belt and more ideas of what to listen for. And I always put whatever free concerts I can find under the calendar. There aren't any for August that I could find, but there are some starting in September. All of them are as local as I can get, and they are free. Once you do your concert, come back to this area here, read what the guidelines for the report are, and then when you submit it, you would click on Concert 1 and it'll have a submission port, and Concert 2. Then we start the actual course. It's a little bit different than the main syllabus because I add what is music and I add listening section. But, you know, it's all within the same 16 weeks. I'm going to show you sort of on topic 2 what the general outline of every topic will be. You're going to have, whoops, I'm getting ahead of myself. I tell you what the objectives and outcomes for the topic are, and the dates are always underneath that. If there's a test, tells you what dates it's open for. If you have to work during those dates, please get in touch with me. I will rearrange it, but I've got to have time to go in and do a manual override. Tells you holidays, so you know what the schedule is. Then I'll have a required readings, both in the book you had to buy for the class and from an online source that's free, but it's really helpful. It gets into what's really helpful about Anthony Brandt's work is that he gives so many musical examples where you can hear what he's talking about and what I'm talking about. It just gives more examples. So please make sure you check those out every time. The additional resources are there if you're having trouble understanding something, or you just find something you love and you want to find out more about it. Just check these out. PowerPoints, certain people like things summarized more briefly, and PowerPoints are good for that because it just summarizes the main points. Then you're always going to have required listenings and viewings. They tend to be on YouTube. Some of them are on EduPuzzle because I'll insert questions into them to help you listen for things. I'm not grading them other than the fact that you're required to listen to them. And I can tell if you have listened to them and for how long. So that is part of your grade. I go through every week and check whether you've listened to anything, and I give you a check mark for everything you listen to, and if you listen to it for a certain amount of time. You can't just go in and open it and, I have to see that you actually listen to it. So, but don't worry about, if there's a question in there, I don't expect you to send that answer to me. It's kind of like self-guided. Then you're also going to have required listening practice on some of the topics. This comes from the Anthony Brandt work, and it just gives you more practice in listening more deeply than you're used to listening for things. And almost always we'll have required forums and written assignments. Right. There might be one, there might be three. It just depends on what I need to, kind of help you learn in that specific topic. And most topics have a test, not all. It'll say none if there isn't a test. You got to click on this down here during that window, or let me know you can't take it then, and I'll get a separate one set up for you. I think I had a note last semester that the latest version of Moodle made it look like the test was blank when you clicked on it, but you had to scroll all the way to the bottom. I don't know if we just got another version of Moodle. I don't know yet whether that's true with this version. If you don't see anything when you click on the test, scroll to the bottom because it may still be the case. Another important thing about tests, first grade you see is not your final grade. Please don't panic and think, oh, I did terribly. It's because Moodle doesn't allow for different answers, and I do. Because if you're creative and you think of something that, I hadn't even thought of before, I'm going to give you credit for it. I may comment and say the more typical answer is this or whatever. But, if you come up with something that is certainly plausible, I'm going to give you credit for it. So I do manually grade the tests, and odds are your grade is going to go up. So don't panic at first. That's basically the way each topic is. I label everything. On this side, if you need to get your grades, it's under administration. This is a research thing. It's really cool. If you ever have extra time, which I know doesn't happen often, it is really neat. They do have a music section in it. There's also, this is really cool. Again, if you have time, it kind of lets you create your own music with different sounds, and it can be neat. You can learn a lot from trying to do things like that. It's not required, but there for your pleasure. This I do refer to the virtual keyboard because sometimes it helps you to visualize what I'm talking about by looking at a keyboard. You just click on the URL here and it'll take you to a piano you can look at. And this is an online music dictionary. If there's a word you don't know, look it up in here. The good thing about this is it'll play an audio example of the idea that you're having to find, which can help because you know what they mean musically that way. I believe that's just about it. You can search forums if you're looking for something in particular. Go Great. Yep, that's about it. And then if you can get to the topics either by clicking on the toggles, you can click them on, you can click them off, or you could click over on the navigation bar here too. If you click this, it'll take you to topic 1. I hope we have a great time together. I can't wait to hear music you share. I hope you find some music. Well, I know you're going to find some music here that you love. Not all of it. Some of it you won't like. But I'll bet you're going to find some new music to love. I look forward to working with you.